start with a demonstration of Pic2plot, which was built on the AML workspace using MCP tool calling and chainlight for the user interface. We utilized multiple models based on the complexity of the use case. For example, PHI3 is a very small model with good latency, which just classified which tool it need to call based on the user input. We used Microsoft Azure Blob Storage, which stores the response history so that we can fine-tune the prompt based on the response that is being generated. So let's go to the assistant. How does the assistant work? So let's go to the first use case. So for that we need to select house images. Let's select the house images and we can ask, can you convert my images to floor plan? So the main focus was to get good accuracy in a very less time. We can see, yeah, here is our output and we see it's a 1 BHK flat and it was able to draw that in a very faster way. So we can ask, can you give me a floor plan for 3 bed 2 bath? So let's see the response. This uses a rack system and find the similar match. So we can see that there are 3 different, like the top 3 matches. So we can go to with the third use case. We can use a home data set and yeah, we can select some image and we can ask, can you suggest health tips for my room? So what does it do? It analyzes the room architecture and it gives you some suggestions based on your room. So here we go. The result, it suggests that there is no visible windows and it suggests that the room is having a darker theme and consider having calming themes like blue, green and etc. So it asks like add like indoor plants. And the fourth use case is like it can be used for websites like Zello, wherein we can select some images. Okay, let me select some images and we can write, can you convert my images to a real estate description? So it does give you a real estate description based on the images that you provided. So here is the real estate description and also it gives you some additional info like the analysis that it done. If the user want to add some extra points of the specific room or something, you have the analysis above and the real estate listing description over here. This is how the 4 use cases works. Coming off with my experience at Hackathon, I feel Hackathon is not only about coding but also collaboration between people. We from 4 different places and time zones made this solution possible. The major challenge that we faced was the communication between the MCP and the chainlight, because chainlight operates on the ngrok and MCP itself is a server where we hit the tools to get the response. So coming to the framework, that is the agentic multi-model architecture that we built. Here in the Pic2plot, we can see that I called it as a multi-model architecture because we use several modules based on the complexity of the use case, as our major goal is to reduce the latency and get the accurate response as well and in a cost-efficient manner. So we chose why did I choose 4.1 in this image processing task and 3.2 vision in this task? Because here in this use case it is identifying the attributes in a great way and there is a dependency over here where you need to give an accurate answer to tally, then only it will be able to generate. So accuracy plays a major role here than here. So I choose 4.1 over here because it was able to identify the in-depth analysis of the room and also it has more capability of taking the images, like the more capacity than the llama model. Since it is a smaller use case, I just took it it was able to have some good accuracy and definitely a faster response, but it does not have huge capacity of taking the input of images. But here, so I focused on like majorly people go for image to floor plan or image to description. So based on the use case complexity, I choose the models in this way in a cost efficient manner, and also make sure that I store the response in future, so that based on the responses it's returning, I can fine tune my prompt more. And also I used MCP tool calling because it's fast and easily accessible and scalable. And yeah, this is all about my architecture, and this is completely built on the AML workspace. And I once again thank Microsoft for conducting this hackathon.